One of the interesting collections here at the International Printing Museum in Carson, California, is our Earl Hayes Press type collection. The Earl Hayes Press, fitting very much for us being here in Los Angeles, was established in 1915 as a printing shop by Earl Hayes to service the movie industry and then eventually the television industry. And their business was creating what's known as fakes, inserts, the pieces of paper, the newspapers, to the labels, to fake money, to license plates. All that stuff that you see on camera has to be produced, but not reflecting the actual companies, unless you have an arrangement with that company. So the company's still in business today for, it's been 105 years, and they've been servicing the industry. And I managed to talk them out of this amazing type collection with 500 to 1,000 fonts of metal and wood type dating back to the middle of the 19th century. And they would use that type. Here's an example of what we're talking about. This font is called Quaint, 24 point, a beautiful face. And they would use it to recreate, say, a period newspaper with period advertising in it. Here's another one, Orbit. I think that Earl Hayes was probably, in my estimation, one of the last remaining catches of this large collection of type that was still in the original location, the original print shop that had been using it for over 100 years. And it took us years to kind of work out a negotiated deal to try and save that collection and bring it down here to the museum. Just as exciting as the type really is also all of their archive of printed material, and what you see on the wall here, whether it is a handbill for the Bella Union Theater, Great Marie, her gala performance, all of these typefaces, which are original for the 19th century, are part of this collection. They now create all of their work digitally. Some other items, for example, here's a label for mixed fruits, and they printed these letterpress. So we also have the whole collection, 4 pallets worth of what we call cuts, the blocks used for doing the printing for all those things. Whether it's the side of the car for the police car in Beverly Hills 90120, or whatever the zip code is for that, and the newspapers, the fake money. Everybody loves to see a sheet of $100 bills. I think they love even more than that is a nice stack of $100 bills. Well, this is one of their main products, is they produce the fake money. And there's all sorts of rules that the Treasury Department has about what they know exactly what they create there. Here's 2 different versions of the $100 bill, an earlier version and a later version. And if you look at it really close, from a distance, it looks like a $100 bill, but this one says, for motion picture use only. Now you got a kind of a picture of Benjamin Franklin on there. Turn it over. In dog we trust. We should definitely trust the dogs when it comes to our money. Of course, when the money changes, then of course they have to change with that. The current fake $100 bill on the Hollywood sets. One of the other ones, menus. We're actually getting the entire collection. They have 24,000 different pieces of paper with things on it. So the people from Hollywood would come in. This is like a landmark to those in the business. They're now in Sun Valley, which is just north of downtown Los Angeles. And you walk in as a prop person setting up a set, and they kind of know where to go up on the upper rafters and the racks, and they just pull off the kind of things that they need, whether it's an old poster or it's a label or it's a popcorn box. It's like a treasure trove of beautiful printing, and it's all just wonderful fake material. So you have Martell's smoked sardines, And they knew how to get that right look. Premium vodka. Don't trust it though. That's not great. The Defense Department. Old style beer. Champagne label. There's one of the popcorn labels. And here's something that is actually kind of fun. Here's Hoffarth's granulated sugar. And then you have Hoffarth Farms sweet hot mustard. Tom Hoffarth was one of the guys who worked in the shop and ran the linotype machine and ran the presses. So when you go in, oftentimes when they created a fake newspaper or something else, you'll see the names of people in the shop, in the business, and they put their names into the piece itself. So wonderful, colorful history there at Earl Hayes Press. And this is probably the one that everybody loves to see. Here's a typical newspaper. We'll see if you can recognize this one at all. The Hill Valley Telegraph. Clock tower struck by lightning, and the clock stopped at 10:04. Recognize that? Yes, that is the newspaper on set for Back to the Future. And even better than that, we managed to get one of the original license plates they gave to us as part of the collection. They made several of replacement ones. Out of time. Pretty cool, The license plates actually is one of their major parts of revenue and business. They have a whole system in place at Earl Hayes Press as to how to create the plates as a fake plate, how to create the numbers and everything else so that it's within sequence, and even when it has numbers on it, they're numbers that they're allowed to use that are not valid license plate numbers. So for any state and all that, so all the cars that are on there. So a wonderful dive into a weird, interesting aspect of printing history, which is printing for the movies. We, over the years at the Printing Museum, have had a long-standing relationship with Earl Hayes Press because Ernie Linder, who built the collection at the museum during his 50 years, all the way back to when he was even 16 years old, and his uncle before him rented printing presses to the movies on set. In fact, his first time on set was at 16 on Penny Serenade with Cary Grant, and sat down for an hour and talked with him on set. Ernie rented printing presses to the films. I've been doing that for the last 30 plus years. And Earl Hayes always sends them over to the Printing Museum for the equipment, and we send people over there to get the fake inserts. We're involved in 2 rentals right now, and we're sending them up there to get the fakes, the inserts made for what will be on the printing presses. Now they like to do most of their stuff digitally. But a wonderful side of printing history that's unique here to Southern California, that's now here at the International Printing Museum, the Earl Hayes Press type and fakes inserts collection.